What is going on? Hello from high above Salem. It's not actually high above Salem. We're on the top floor of the Salem parking garage right now. I wanted to start here because I feel like a lot of people will start their Salem journey from this garage, whether it's because you drove in and parked here because it's about $5 to park a day, or if you took the train in from the north or the south, you may be starting here. So, parking garage, this is Sunday, September 29th at about 12 o'clock, a little after, 12:30, and the parking garage was full. The first 3 levels were full, so it's still a little bit of parking left. Curious to see what this looks like when I get back. Right now, I am the only one on the roof. I just wanted to start here because it's better than the inside of the garage. We're going to walk around Salem today and see what the crowd levels are like, show you some of the maybe lesser known areas or lesser visited areas. So let's go see what Salem is like at the end of September, almost October. Just so you know, the parking garage now uses this pay by phone app, and then you just punch in your location and then pay that way. I have not done that yet. Oh, look at that. Nice light just hanging. That's not supposed to be there. When you come down the elevator, you'll be coming over to this main intersection. This is kind of where everyone's going to be walking. So I'm doing this a little bit different than what I usually do. I have never parked in the Salem parking garage when I'm coming to walk around Salem. Usually I look for a space, a metered space, but if you're not feeling like searching, because that search can be a little bit exhausting, go ahead and just park there. Especially if you're getting here early, you should get a spot at the garage and save yourself a little bit of a headache. I'm assuming most people would likely go straight here, but we're actually going to go onto Lind Street. Let's see what's down this way. On the street, you'll find the Gallows Hill Museum and Theater. You can see that we have some of those haunted happening signs up. And on Lind Street, you also have the Witch Dungeon Museum. You can get a picture in front of those little, I forget what they're even called. I think those were used during the witch trials though. Little thing you put your head in. I don't know. Cool thing too is when you're walking around, you can see old houses. I mean, that one's built in 1753. You can just tell 1876. A lot of old colonial houses. Pretty cool. This is kind of the main drag that comes into Salem. Usually this is pretty backed up on the weekends, especially Saturdays. Not too bad on today though. You know, we're still not really in the heat of it. It's really once October kicks in, that's when you really start to see it pick up. But some conversations I've had, it seems like Halloween has started a little early this year. Across the street, this is the witch house that I'm sure if you're coming to Salem, you're likely interested in coming here. I don't know if I've ever been in here, but certainly worth checking out, I'm sure. And yeah, so this is where you'd find it. Pretty close to the main drag, pretty close to the train station. That took about 4 minutes to get here, so not bad. As we pass the witch house, we're going to go take a look at another house that is likely familiar if you have ever seen Hocus Pocus. On our way there, we got the first church in Salem. I don't know if that's just the name or if it's actually the first church. This is where the little party, the Halloween party in Hocus Pocus was filmed. So again, 1 minute, not even a couple hundred feet away from the witch house. So you can do tours here. This is called the Ropes Mansion. So definitely come check this one out as well. This is kind of where I would draw a line as to where to step out of downtown, I should say. This is kind of the perimeter, and then everything else is going to be mostly back to downtown. Of course, you can do a trolley tour if that interests you. You can tell it's already picking up here. Already picking up. If you're interested in some kind of thrift store, Jerry's Army and Navy right here on the corner, right across from the witch house, is a good place to get some thrifting done. It's not the best, but if you're interested, it's not a bad one to check out. All right, now this is Essex Street. This is likely where most people are going to find themselves. You can see we already have some themed stores, of course. It seems like the theme stores have really taken off over the last couple of years. We've even heard of some restaurants rebranding themselves to be a little bit more spooky sounding, capitalize on the tourism. Let's see, we've got some other stores here. I won't be going in anywhere today. I'm just going to be walking along the street, but should get a general sense of some of the offerings. You can see Essex Street is already starting to be blocked off for pedestrians. Well, not for pedestrians. Pedestrians can still go. Cars cannot. Got Black Craft Coffee over here. Haven't been there. Looks cool. It's amazing how early this is starting now. This used to very much be a October specific thing, but I think people are realizing that October just gets way too hectic and you really can't do too much. You can do a few things, but you can't do too much. I mean, already, look at this line just to get into Gula Gula Cafe. It's crazy. And across the way, we have the Black Cat Curiosity Shop. I can't even recommend places. I haven't been inside there, but clearly there's a line. Clearly there's a lot of people. Again, we're heading into the street that most people will walk to. So if it looks hectic, it probably is, and it's only going to get worse. Now, Rockefeller's over here. They have a good amount of seating, so you should be able to get in there relatively quick. It's probably one of the bigger restaurants. If I looked back at the video from last year, I think it was early October that I came. I don't know if it was a weekend or not, but it did not feel this busy. This is wild. Biggest piece of advice right now would be come on a weekday if you're really looking for the ability to do as much as possible. Weekends you're just going to get a little bit more limited. We have Lucifer over here, a celebrity in Salem. Definitely busy. We got Hotel Salem over here. They have a rooftop bar as well. I don't know what the deal is for Halloween season or hours or anything like that, but it is a cool spot if you're looking for a rooftop type vibe. Of course, you got Frankenstein. I feel like Frankenstein comes here in like August. It's always here. Witch History Museum. Also, this is a great little alley for some photos. If you're looking for a nice little photo shoot. Lighting's nice in there. You got this guy. Alien? I don't know. We'll go with that. Something everywhere you look. All we're doing right now is just walking straight down Essex Street. There's so many places that you can check out here. Different stores, different museums, little bites to eat, even a CVS if you need anything there. And then you got the Salem Mall, which, you know what? Let's go take a walk in. Why not? It's kind of it's a weird mall. It's worth checking out though. I do love this font. So vintage, so cool. This is genuinely unlike any mall you will ever experience, I think. I'm sure that's the best haunted house I've ever been to. You got Witch's Teas over here. You got a monster museum. You got this guy. He's been here a while. There's no shortage of places to buy clothes and souvenirs. Thai food, pizza, and I'll show you down here. Actually, a movie theater here. You got Cinema Salem. If you're feeling like you want to see a movie while you're here, I suppose. This place looks cool. Sweet. Something about that mall that is equal parts like nostalgic and depressing. Something weird about it. It's just kind of sad to see vendors just like sitting there. I don't know. Check it out. Go support local business. Of course, probably the biggest museum in Salem, the Essex Museum. They actually have some really great exhibits. If you're looking for a legit museum that isn't specific, you know, Salem witches, all of that, Essex is actually a pretty good hidden gem. Maybe not hidden gem, but a little gem. It's worth checking out. Very cool art on this wall. Looks like a sticker, to be honest. Might be a sticker. It's kind of a bummer. It's definitely a sticker. It's okay. And this is an area where a lot of museums walking tours start off. You got Brew Box for coffee if you need a little pick-me-up. Of course, some other shops with clothes and trinkets and everything. Let's see here, a little Halloween marketplace tucked into the alley. Oh, that's very cool. Signed by Bette Midler. Very cool. Some good stuff there. I don't know what you would do walking around with a picture frame, but you could just bring it back to your hotel room, I suppose. Of course, just everywhere you walk, there's some cool old houses. Pretty sweet. We're right at the end of Essex Street, so the Peabody Essex Museum is back there. And then over here you see we have all of the different tours and things like that. Again, this street is basically shoulder to shoulder in the weeks leading up to Halloween.
Yeah, no, we saw that together. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Over here you have the Hawthorne Hotel, which is supposedly haunted. I don't know how haunted, but actually we're gonna go this way. Thought there was a dog in front of me. If you're looking for cookies, I mentioned this in my last video, Goodnight Fatty is the place to go. Forget about like Crumble and whatever else is out there. Fatty's is fantastic. It's amazing that this whole building is for cookies. You can see Goodnight Fatty's is literally right across this little street for the Salem Witch Museum, which is also right across the street from Salem Common. All right, now we have Salem Common over here. Some nice lights up. I'm sure that looks fantastic at night. We're not here for night. That's okay. Wow, got a lot more vendors than I've seen here in the past. Kind of wonder if this is a slightly separate event. I don't know. Let's go take a look through all of the booths. Pretty cool. Look at that pumpkin. This is way better than what I've seen. Usually the Common's empty. So this is very cool. I hope this is a every weekend type thing. People are very good about staying on the path. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked right now. Usually this is just like carnival rides and like nothing along these walking paths or anything. So this is cool. Big pumpkin. Also, there are no carnival rides right now because they all go to the Topsfield Fair before they end up coming over here for haunted happenings. So I don't know if anyone's looking for carnival rides, but they'll be here, just not for a little bit. I don't know if you're going to hear me over the music, but yeah, it looks like this is the Haunted Happenings Marketplace, weekends in October. That is super cool. This is a first. I have not seen this. All right, now we're gonna pass the Hawthorne again. That's where we were before, Essex Street, and walk down to more of the waterfront area. So I think a lot of people kind of bypass the waterfront, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so you can see the clouds immediately reduce when you are off of Essex Street. And this feels like a normal Saturday, I think anywhere. So yeah, definitely don't hesitate to step off of Essex Street, all of the tours and everything, to explore a little bit beyond. You'll find some good options, a little bit less busy. It's a weird thing to talk about, but you do have plenty of porta potties around if you need them. I also prefer to go into a bar, get a beer, and use that to justify using the bathroom. But to each their own. If nature calls, you have to answer. Over here you have the Salem Waterfront Hotel. Brody Seaport is a very good restaurant. Again, because it's a little bit outside of the main heart of downtown, you may have an easier time getting a seat here. Let's see where I can cross. We're gonna go to Pickering Wharf. Spent many hours at Jaho. Nice little coffee shop if you're just looking to sit down and relax. Jaho's a good one. Got a lot of different little shops around here that you can explore. A couple good restaurants too. So you can see we got a place called House of the Boo. Forget what the name of that one is. Two obviously Halloween shops. Got the Witchery over there. They're all just kind of like tucked in, Enchanted. Plenty of shops in this area. Sea Level's a great restaurant. Obviously seafood, oysters, things like that. Got a trolley coming through. And it's a little bit hard to see. You got a jetty that runs out to a pretty small lighthouse, but nice little walk out there if you're looking to get a few more steps in. I am not going to be doing that today. But you also have this marina, some nice boats. Pretty cool. Then over here you have fins. Joe's Fish Prints are very cool. Let's get a closer shot of those. These are actually, they use the actual creature, whether it's a fish or whatever, to make the paintings, which is pretty sick. Fins is all decorated. Very cool. We've wanted one of these in our house for a very long time. That's how you make it. It's pretty cool. Actually, of all the restaurants in the area, Longboards is the one that I would recommend the most. Just like a nice, casual environment. Really good for bringing kids. I don't really feel as strongly about Fins and Sea Level for bringing kids, but you can, especially younger kids, but Longboards is just a little bit more casual. All right, now we're on the back side of the Waterfront Hotel. As you can see, this is basically connected to Pickering Wharf. So if you're staying at the Waterfront Hotel, good little spot. Got a lot of different options there. But even if I remembered the name of the restaurant at the Waterfront, it's different now. It is now called Mainstay Social. So glad I forgot, because I would have been wrong either way. Over here is the Notch Brewery. This place is excellent. I want to do a video of the breweries in Salem because, believe it or not, there's not a ton. I believe there's 3, maybe 4 if you count cider. You can see Notch is right on the water over here. And you know what? When in Rome, get a beer. Why not? See the beer options up there. Cool thing about Notch is they're known for their session beers, which are pretty low in alcohol. Got the Dog and Pony Show. It's my go-to. So far we've been walking for probably about 50 minutes. Not too bad. And we have basically walked through all of downtown. And we haven't gone through any shops or done anything. We're just walking around, but hopefully this is helpful just to see, some of the different areas of Salem, you know, beyond just the one road, and there's still a little bit more to do. So once I finish this beer, we'll keep walking and see what else is out there. If you're looking for like breweries or things like that, you do have Notch, which is where we are. You have East Regiment, and then there's a new one called Couch Dog, which I have not been to. I actually haven't been to either of those other two. And then you also, if you're looking for ciders, Far From the Tree is certainly a little bit outside of downtown. Can you walk? Absolutely. It's really not that bad. But it is a little bit outside of where you may find yourself for most of your time here. So, you know, you got options. And then if you're looking for more breweries, you could go to Beverly. Beverly has quite a few right over the bridge. And then Peabody, there's not much of a brewery scene. But you got some options. I would say between Salem and Beverly, if you're looking for a bunch of different beers, you can find them. And yes, I absolutely used my trick. Get a beer, use their bathroom. Worked out perfectly. As you come out of the driveway, back on the main stretch, across the street you got the New England Pirate Museum. You got Bit Bar, little like video game arcade restaurant. Over here you got Witchside Tavern, formerly known as Brothers Taverna. Got the Popo coming for you. Over here you have Pirates Museum, Real Pirates Museum. You got a bakery. And then over here is Liberty Street, which has a bunch of attractions. So up here you have the Salem Wax Museum, and you got Salem Witch Village. I believe we're going to do a separate video that goes into each of these. But as you can see, this is getting closer to downtown, and again, there's not as many people. Obviously a smaller area, but just go explore. It's important. Got the Charter Street Cemetery over here. I believe this one you have to make reservations prior to coming. It used to be just walk in, but I think they have it gated off. Yeah, I see a line over there. So you do have to make some reservations before coming to this. But obviously some pretty old headstones here. Now we're on the backside of the Peabody Essex Museum, walking in the middle of the street. Not smart. And I just saw a sign that does indicate that reservations are required to go into the cemetery. So if you want to do that, just make sure that you plan ahead. Now we're approaching Front Street. A little smoke shop over there for all your tobacco needs. The street up here goes back up to Essex Street, you know, the main walking cobblestone street. We're actually going to go down this way. I'll show you a couple things down here. Over here you got Barrio Tacos. Very cool art on the wall. Can confirm it's painting, not a sticker like the other one. There's Casa Tequila over here. Mexican restaurant. This wouldn't be my choice for Mexican. I will show you that in one moment. I actually didn't call it out, but you have Engine House Pizza. And then down by the Pirate Museum, you have Bambolino, which is really good. Brick oven, maybe a little bit more artisanal than Engine House, but if you're looking for pizza, those are your two options. Engine House is appropriately named, being right across the street from Salem Fire Department. Then across the way there, in this brick building, probably can't see it, it's Howling Wolf. I mentioned Casa Tequila wouldn't be my choice for Mexican. Howling Wolf absolutely is. If you're looking for Mexican food, that's the one I would go to. And it's literally basically across the street. So if you can get to one, you can get to the other. Got the fire department, buy some t-shirts. I also confirmed that t-shirt prices at the fire department are $30 for the t-shirts. They have a discount bin for $10. However, those sizes were limited to smalls or massives. I don't think that's the official sizing, but yeah. All right, let's take a turn down to Artist Row. Another good spot to eat. Lobster shanty. Pretty small inside, but they have some outdoor seating now. They didn't used to have that. And this is Front Street. A few more shops over here. You got Front Street Coffee House if you need coffee. I feel like I'm only calling out coffee and beer, but what else do you need in life, right? Looks like this one's shut down to cars too. And on Front Street you have Old Town Hall. A bunch of vendors out here now. All right, now let's go see what Essex Street is looking like. It was bad earlier, I'm sure it's worse now. Let's see behind me, Old Town Hall. Yeah, it looks about the same as it was before. Right here, there's not too much happening. Probably because there's a CVS right in front of me, but yeah, down that way looks pretty busy. And then, you know, this is kind of the entrance, so it's not too bad, but yeah, you know, it's a Saturday or a Sunday. I don't know what day it is. It's a Sunday in Salem right before October. It's busy. I was just talking to the folks at the fire department who obviously know best, and they certainly agree with the sense that it's no longer an October event anymore, which is probably good because it spreads out the crowds a little bit instead of everyone coming, you know, 4 weekends, starting to see people show up in August and, you know, even a little bit into November as well. We're getting close to our starting point. Just gonna take you down one more little area. So I mentioned Rockefeller's earlier. Good option. This is Ledger. This actually used to be a bank, appropriately named. Used to be the Salem Savings Bank. If you go inside, you can actually still see the vault, which is pretty cool. And we'll just take you down the street and then we'll come back up. So we just passed the Boston Burger Company. It's another good quick stop if you're looking for lunch. And then we're coming up on the Adriatic, which is a very good restaurant. Doesn't look very busy right now, which is good. And there's Passage to India, if you're looking for Indian cuisine. And then last but not least, down on the end, blanking on the name, the Derby. I almost forgot. It used to be a tavern in the square. It is now the Derby. It's a big bar, a lot of seats at the bar, a lot of tables. Eaten there plenty of times. Back in the days of Foursquare, my buddy Joseph and I used to be the mayors of Tavern in the Square, so we visited there quite often. And then across from this intersection, I mentioned the Far From the Tree cidery, I don't know, is in Salem. You would basically walk diagonally across here and you would eventually get it. I want to say it's probably about a mile if you were looking for that, maybe a little bit less. But this is kind of the main intersection, and I think this is where I'm gonna start making my way back to the train station to get to my car. So we're just gonna scoot across while people are not really moving. Yeah, we got the crosswalk anyway. Nice, that made it legal. Now we're coming back up to Essex Street. It's busy. No denying it is busy. I just passed another coffee shop, Odd Meter Coffee. Haven't gone there yet, but I should have noticed that when I walked in because it was the first store that I passed. So now if you're coming from the train, you can have coffee right away. And this is Federal Street. This has all the courthouses in Salem. I think there's a Superior Court and a District Court here. And then if you did want to venture maybe a little bit further or take in some broader sites, you could sign up for Blue Bikes. Not a bad idea, actually. Head down to the Willows. Yeah, it's not a bad call. I don't know where the other docking stations are though, so do a little bit of research to see if that's going to work for you. We are back where it started. Salem parking garage. Let's go see if it's any more full than it was when we left. It's not the best elevator. It smells of pee. And it looks like I may be the only one. If these doors are gonna open, please scare me like that. All right, so that is gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed walking around Salem a little bit. I know I didn't go into much detail about different stores and things like that, but hopefully, you know, the crowd levels and everything gave you a good sense of what it's like right now. I would say if you're coming in here, yes, look, there's parking spots available. It is 2 o'clock on a Sunday on September 29th, I think. So can you get a spot very close to Salem, downtown Salem? Yeah, you can. And I think the parking here is $5, so pretty good. But do you want to drive? It's only going to get busier. There's only going to be more traffic. So I may suggest if you're coming from the south somewhere, maybe try to pick up the commuter rail in one of the cities, whether that's Swampscott, Lynn. I think there's an Everett stop, North Station. You can certainly go to any of those and take the commuter rail in. I don't know how much, it would probably be like $2, $3, something like that. Super cheap. And similarly, if you're coming from the north, maybe just pick up the commuter rail from there. Beverly, Newburyport, there's a lot of options. And then, you know, you don't have to deal with driving all the way in. You know, your schedule is dictated a little bit by the commuter rail, but is that worth your time? Maybe. It's not for me. I know the area pretty well. Parking at the garage, like I said, is not something I typically do. I would have spent a few minutes looking for a spot somewhere on the street. I would have found one. I always do. But for the sake of this video, you know, I wanted to start at the train station. Hope it was helpful. If you liked it, let us know. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be sure to bring some more Salem content to you sometime soon. So happy spooky season, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.